Hello and welcome to this reading, what I'm going to be doing for the collective today, as we have quite the shift in energy as I'm reading this on February 1st, 2023. However, whenever you find yourself at this reading, if the message is resonating for you, most likely the message is for you, as time is not a linear straight line, but more cyclical. We always circle or cycle back to energy and experiences. And as a collective, as a whole, we are going through our own evolutionary process as well as the earth, and so let's just get into it. All right, let's see what comes through. We're going to start off with a few messages from the soul's journey to see what comes through, and whatever messages flow through, if it resonates for you, the message is most likely for you. I will be changing up a little bit on zodiac readings. I will still be offering zodiac readings, but it may not be weekly. It may be bi-monthly. I'm not sure. The flow is changing. And so we're just going with the flow here. Today, I am guided to do a collective reading for us all. Okay. What are the messages for the collective? First card out, we have loneliness. And these are our soul's lessons that we are currently going through. And we've had a lot of the lunar nodes, the nodes of fate, the north and the south node of the moon have been very active. And so we are getting our karmic lessons as well as bigger realizations about ourselves and our soul's journey here in life. Loneliness. I know that I am never alone. Part of the ascension process, the part that the ego does not like, my ego certainly does not like, is what I tend to call, a lot of people tend to call the void, where we are brought through a process of really stripping away old beliefs, parts of our ego, old patterns, and as we do, it can be a very painful process. The dark night of the soul, which is really eliminating a lot of old baggage, it's meant to release us from our old karmic baggage, beliefs, patterns, habits, addictions. Then we go through a phase in life where nothing really seems to be happening, and our ego is very restless and unsettled. Suddenly, people that are in our lives are they're either busy doing their lives or seem to just sort of drop off the face of the earth. They may still be around, but maybe not in resonant, maybe not in alignment with you, and it can feel very lonely and isolating. The point of the void is many reasons, but it's to learn to surrender to what is, surrender to the divine, as well as really getting a deeper, when we do finally when we do finally get to a point where we can sit with ourselves and not be so restless. The mind is always going to move with the energy. It's always going to be responsive to thoughts, to stimuli, as well as the body. But if we have more time to ourselves, maybe practicing some breathing techniques or learning to calm the body get back into the body and listen to the messages that are coming through to the mind, we get to understand and learn a lot more about ourselves. But the collective is definitely going through a phase of loneliness or the void. We'll confirm those with some Moonology cards as well. You'll notice, though, we go through these stages from time to time, and it's never just a one and done deal. It does get easier the more we are acclimated to the cycles of ascension, the cycles of energy that are assisting us in our soul's growth and evolution. It becomes less and less painful and easier to surrender and listen to what our soul is telling us, what our body is telling us, what our life is telling us, or life experience, I should say. We have honesty. And this is another moment in time or through the process where we really have a chance to get brutally honest with ourselves, about our beliefs, about our beliefs about ourselves, beliefs about life in general, beliefs about others. It says, I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. So this is definitely a period in time, collectively, where we are becoming much more truthful and honest with ourselves about where we've been, what we've learned, where we truly desire to go and be and experience going forward. Instead of just going through the motions, being in the rat race, same thing, day in, day out. Still picking up the old habits, still picking up the old patterns, still picking up the old addictions, getting really brutally honest with ourselves. That happens when we are also in the void. We get to a point where we're so sick of ourselves, we're so sick of the constant looping of thoughts and angst and restlessness. To the point where you feel like you're going to jump out of your skin. I just got the chills. That's when you finally come to a place of being truly honest with yourself. And the truth as to why I feel so lonely. And what is the mind telling you? What is the inner child saying about all of this? Discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. This is really in the bottom. This is part of the message I was getting to. Freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. Very true. And once we are honest with ourselves, then it is up to us, each and every one of us individually, it's a choice. We can either follow discipline to not fall back into old patterns, old habits, old ways of being, thinking, doing, repetitively, robotically. It takes discipline to stay present in the present moment. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. Discipline to discipline the mind that's telling you you can't do something, or you don't deserve something, or this is impossible. To shut that part down. Say, no, I can accomplish. I can be or do or say or have whatever it is I truly desire, if I put my mind to it. That is complete freedom. And you'll find that, surrender below that, you'll find that when we finally get honest with ourselves, when we jump out of our own matrix of creation, out of our own patterns, out of our own wheel of karma, and discipline ourselves to be very present and honest with ourselves as to what it is that our heart and soul is actually screaming at this point to us. Like, I can't take another day of that. And then the ego mind, that's all it knows. It's familiar. It's the old familiar. It's so much easier to just go back into what I know, what feels right for me. It suddenly doesn't feel right anymore. And it's a very lonely place to be. So that's pure freedom. When we can surrender to the truth, surrender our need to control things at times, and see what is opening up, the possibilities that open up for us. All right, let's get a... Oh, okay, we're going to go with these. And it's a scary process. It's scary to the mind. It's scary to the ego. It's scary to the parts of us that crave the security and stability of something that is familiar. There's a big chunk of the collective, most of us, have this fear of something different, the unknown, change. But at the same time, it's driving a lot of people mad, crazy. I can't take this anymore. So it's a choice point. It's a tipping point. And I feel like we've already gotten to the point. We have Imbolc. We're getting to the point of it's tipping over, and the choices are becoming very, very clear as to what the best choice is for right now. It's always present now. Nothing is ever set in stone forever unless you surrender. Surrender to what is at all times. And the joy is in the journey. It's not about the destination. We want to enjoy the journey, but we also want to feel safe and secure and protected and not alone. We want to be honest with ourselves. We want to have the strength to discipline our minds to not pull us back into old ways of old patterns. That's pure freedom. To liberate ourselves, to live life fully. Divine justice. Yep, balancing those scales. You see how she has a blindfold on. She really can't see exactly where she's going. What is completely being balanced even. But life is being balanced out. Karmically, those who are making a choice to dive back into the old and familiar will follow that life path. And those who are elevating, rising out of old patterns that are causing stagnancy and loneliness and isolation, unhealthy. The body is also speaking a lot, I'm getting. To have a nice healthy balance between work, life, living, loving of self. To balance your friends and family with your own time to yourself. Divine justice. And that is, a lot of times when divine justice comes in, that is an intervention of sorts from the divine sources. Meaning something, usually it's Uranus, will happen to really, like a wake-up call. Something abruptly happens to shake us up and shake us out of our old patterns. Ace of Crystals. New beginnings. The collective as an opening, a portal, if you will, an open window for a new beginning, a new possibility. It's important to get honest with yourself. Truly honest with yourself. Stop looking at what other people are doing. Stop looking at the outside world. Become very present with yourself. Get really brutally honest with self, because what it is that you're focused on, where all your energy is flowing to, is most likely what you're manifesting. There's an opening for something new, something tangible to start. It's going to take discipline to stop. I mean, you can't stop the mind. It's going to constantly, eventually, when we override those thoughts and don't go back into old patterns, we develop new pathways, neural pathways in the brain that follow the discipline that we are teaching it. It's just reteaching, retraining the brain that has been programmed and conditioned our whole lives. We have the power to do this. We have the strength to do this. It takes, it takes for a lot of us, myself included, where you just cannot sit in your own skin, in your own life anymore. Something has to give, something has to change. And that always is self. It's always within. That as within, so without. Once we change our perspective, our thought patterns, all of that, then our lives really, truly begin to change. And you keep telling yourself nothing's going to change. It's just, and you keep putting yourself in toxic situations, unhealthy situations, or just mundane, stagnant patterns, not disciplining yourself, yet listening to that old story over and over again. That's what your experience is going to be. They're doing some construction on the house next to me. If you hear any banging, that's what that is. It's a little distracting, but we're going to keep going. I feel the push. There's a giant push right now through the collective. Push for new. 6 of Orbs. Oh, yes. So with discipline, we have strength and reason. It does take that inner strength. And we're getting a good dose of extra supportive energies to really light that fire within us, to tame the ego, tame the monkey mind, and really be able to see the reasons why it's important to discipline the mind, set yourself up for whatever it is that you desire. 6 of Orbs underneath freedom is a beautiful energy of play, having that childlike wonder about life. That's freedom. That's total freedom. That's surrendering to life also. Just like, wow, okay, this, and follow the flow of energy. Follow the flow through even the emotions. This could be bringing you back again to just a more harmonious balance. Beautiful. All right, so we're gonna do one more line of tarot. So overall freedom in life, where, and I just had this experience myself where I had a situation that was, I did not realize how heavy of a burden I had been carrying within myself while my mind was telling me I'm being strong, I'm accepting things, but at the same time, there's a lot of fear, right? And finally, when I surrendered to the fear and had the strength to kind of override whatever my mind was telling me, it opened up a window of opportunity for me that released me from a very heavy burden I had been carrying for about 4 years. And honestly, I did not realize that energy was still in me that strongly until it was released. And I'm like, oh my God, wow, liberating, very liberating. So let's keep going for the collective, please. And you'll find that your energy in general, suddenly you have the energy again. When we're stuck in fear, when we're stuck in doubt and worry, our energy level depletes. It like sucks the life out of us. And it's hard to even like do the simplest tasks during the day. Once that's relieved, once that's released and let go, it's like you have all your energy back again. Suddenly, the optimism takes over. There's clarity, there's light, there's a lightheartedness even. And it opens the mind up to infinite possibilities. Where when you're stuck in fear, you're really boxed into a very small area. Okay. Yeah, exactly. I don't even really need the cards, but yeah. So when we are squeezed and we're holding in from fear, worry, doubt, it's almost like it's hard to engage in relationships with other people. We withdraw within ourselves. We emotionally withdraw. Now that this energy has picked up, and I'm hearing Mars, but I'm also hearing the comet, which actually today marks the day that the comet will be traveling closest to Earth. And I'm pretty sure that the sun actually blasted this comet as well. I have to check out Suspicious Observers on YouTube. He gives daily updates on the sun's activity as well as other things. Very, very knowledgeable, passion ignited. So this energy is really lighting a fire within us to, first of all, bring balance to our lives and bust free from our own self-imposed prison, which it truly is. We are a slave to ourselves and our minds until we until we realize it, and then we discipline ourselves to no longer be. And that it takes faith, it takes practice, it's a daily practice, just mentally. Presence will really help get you there. And we have universal forces assisting us in lifting us out of whatever darkness, whatever burdens, baggage, darkness we were carrying or holding on to subconsciously, not even realizing it, lifting us up to help liberate us from that, helping us become very honest with ourselves so that we can actually take benefit from this new beginning. So we actually notice that there's a new beginning, a new possibility. It's just waiting there for us. And for each and every one of us, it's going to be in a different aspect of life, depending on where your North Node is in your chart, depending on where Pluto is in your chart, among other things. Solar plexus at the bottom, our confidence, our drive, our will, our self-esteem. I found my self-esteem really plummeted down before I broke free from what was burdening me. So with the discipline, finding the strength, seeing the reasons for why everything happened up until this point, gaining the knowledge, the wisdom, the medicine to carry forward. Yeah, it lightens the load, but we also need to take time to kind of rest and rejuvenate ourselves and our energy. But look at this, foundations and achievements. There's hope. We actually can create our own strong foundation within ourselves to have the strength, have the wisdom to push past these blocks, push past what it is. For each and every one of us, it's different. But I'll tell you one thing, it's definitely linked to fear. Most of us, it's linked to fear. Doubt, worry, self-doubt, fear. But there's so much energy supporting us to come out of that, get honest with ourselves, discipline ourselves to become more present and not fall back into the old patterns, the old story, the old karmic wheel, and take hold of this new opportunity to build our own new foundation moving forward that will give us the strength, that will give us the confidence. Okay. We're at 26 minutes. Okay. I like this reading a lot. It tells me that there are many of us that are going through this, the squeeze, the eye of the needle, but we're pushing through, we're pushing past it and reaping the benefits of not just falling back into self-doubt, self-pity, all of those things that we all habitually do. Our inner child, our inner children have been talking to us a lot lately. Your hard work is paying off. I can't make it up. And it has been hard. It has not been easy. It has been a struggle. There's been pain and suffering and loss and fear, exhaustion. Fiery climax approaches. Boom. There's that Aries energy. Okay. Nothing will come of this situation. Void, of course. Moon. Okay. So, while being in the void, our mind tells us some really horror stories about ourselves, about our lives, about what we've done or the direction we're going. Nothing will come of that if you don't allow it. Don't believe it. Take time to breathe out. Take time to be present. Take time to get honest with yourself. Take time to discipline yourself so that you're not succumbing to the program in the brain. Any last messages? Okay. A win-win outcome is forecast. So here's the other thing with a lot of people going through this right now. There may be some worry or fear about how your ascension, your evolution, your changes that you're going through are going to affect others, that your loved ones. Know that when you make great changes internally and they start to reflect externally, and you actually go for the new opportunities, that actually is a positive energetic force that affects your loved ones, those that are connected to you, in a positive way. So however it may appear or seem or look right now from the outside, it is never how it is set in stone. Know that when you make the changes, great changes internally, and you see them start to change externally, it's not just you. It's for everybody that is connected to you. And then some. So we truly are connected all this way. where we affect each other as a whole. So let's see if anything else. We'll get one last message from the Starseed Oracle to wrap this one up for us all. This is beautiful energy, and I'm feeling it. It feels lighter today. For me, the last 3 or 4 days have been very heavy, like a big weight. Like I was wearing sandbag, like I just couldn't. It was hard. It was very hard. I knew what I had to push through. And I was given some support in the very end to really push through it, thankfully. But it was hard for me to connect. And that's the other thing. When we succumb to the fear and the doubt and the worry, we're disconnected from source energy. We're disconnected from our higher self. We're disconnected from ourselves. We're in the mind. We're in the matrix. And it does not feel good at all. So I've had moments like that too. And I can't do readings. I can't do anything. I'm just stuck in that polarizing, paralyzing energy. So to have that released is like, oh God. And then you can reflect back like, damn, I didn't realize that fear really had a chokehold on me. It took over everything that I would do in life. Everything. My appetite, my sleep, my daily patterns, how I took care of myself or did not take care of myself through it, how I responded to others, or if I responded to others. For me, I typically go into a deep hermit mode when these things happen because I'm very aware and I don't want my energy to affect other people. But let's see. Last message for us all, please. Thank you. I love this. We have the Courageous Peony. And it says multifaceted, unique nature. Let yourself be seen. I'm going to read this one from the book. Flowers don't open and close according to who walks by. They embrace all of what they are and show it to the world around them. The peony doesn't try to compete with the cherry blossom, and the cherry blossom doesn't try to compete with the tulip. They own what they are and trust the timing of their true nature. You're being called to do the same. It's time to open yourself up to being seen. Time to share your incredible, multifaceted, true nature with the world around you. To uncover and reveal your soul's greatest gifts without wavering. To own your uniqueness without apology. There's a flower on this planet that holds the same qualities that your soul is readying itself to express. Let it inform you. You may have been taught that it's safer to keep your light hidden and your voice small, to hide behind the bushes instead of growing tall. The Courageous Peony is here to remind you that it's safe to embody all of who you truly are. It's safe to share your voice and let yourself be seen. At first, it may feel uncomfortable and you may be afraid of what others think. But with each passing day, it does become easier. Little by little, you realize that it draws in those who are meant for you, and experiences you've been longing for arrive at your feet. I mean, that's the perfect way to wrap this message up. And that is a beautiful, beautiful energy. I feel this for the collective. So thank you for tuning in and joining. Please like and subscribe if you feel compelled to. And I hope that you get something out of this. I'm sending out so much love. Take care. Bye.